G'day guys, Mick here. Welcome to this week's 5-minute yarn. This one will probably be a quick one. Just want to talk about safety when you're out in the bush, be it hiking, full driving, whatever you might be doing, camping, etc. Wasn't that long ago, there was a lady killed up in the Awabakal Mountains as a tree fell on her while she was out on a walk. And I returned home yesterday from what I'd planned to be a 2-week trip. You see the video from the campsite coming up soon, but the rest of the trip I was planning to go up into the Blue Mountains, and due to the weather forecast I decided to call it quits early and head home because it was looking to be a lot of rain coming through. We've already had a lot of rain come through, and I felt that it was going to be too dangerous out there. I don't know the tracks out there, or apparently they were already sloppy. And with another week of rain on top of that, 100 mil plus, well, they call them in some cases for 100 mil a day. I just felt it was going to be too dangerous. Not only in the 4-wheel drive sense, but I was also planning to do a number of hikes while I was out there. And one of them was Wentworth Falls. Now, I came out 2 days ago from recording this, and it was actually the day after I decided to call it quits, that a father and son were killed, and a wife and mother and her other son were injured. And the 15-year-old daughter, the one that wasn't, I don't know if she wasn't injured at all, but she was okay, and had to make a 90-minute trek out of the bush to seek help. Now, regardless of whether you got a PLB or whatever, this had happened because of a landslide. So regardless of PLBs or any of that stuff, now if you are in that situation, there's a landslide and you're killed, a PLB is not going to help you. And that really cemented to me that I'd made the right decision to call it quits and come home, because it's the last thing they thought was going to happen. You know, they went out to enjoy beautiful scenery, and the last thing they thought was going to happen was that they were all going to die, or a couple of them were going to die. And my condolences go out to the family. It's a disaster, it's a tragedy, no doubt. And I'm not saying that they've done anything wrong, but that is why I've decided that I'll call that trip off for the moment. I just felt that it was going to be too dangerous, and that is evident as to why somebody could feel that. So when you're going out on a track, guys, be it camping or anything like that, look, a PLB is a great option if you can afford one. Personally, I don't. I do have tracking on my phone and stuff like that. A PLB is a good option if you can afford one. And GME make a great one, which I do hope to get my hands on soon. But yeah, just taking account the weather conditions, not just on the day, but what you've had recently. If there's been a lot of rain, then little creeks are going to turn into big streams. The ground can be very soft, slippery, muddy. Rocks may be covered in moss, things like that. And there's a much higher chance of landslides. And yeah, so take into account these sorts of things, guys, and just really watch what you're doing. Not only on the hiking side too, but even for driving. I know when we went to Newlands just before Christmas, part of the Walgren Road was closed, or it had been damaged because of landslides. Now, if you're driving down there and a landslide happens, what are you going to do? And then there's all the dirt tracks too. Engage 4 high, put lockers on, whatever it might be, to help prevent wheel slippage, but it still happens. So you could get a real boggy area and you could get stuck real easy. You could get a real slippery area and it's just going to spin up the track, cause massive corrugations and ruts and everything else. So think of things like this before you head out in the bush. Alright, we're at just below 5 minutes, so I'm going to call it. Take care, peace, and as always, I'll see you on the tracks.